Previously on When Calls the Heart.
Will you marry me?
Yes. Your statue, you're reinstated as teacher.
A.J. Foster disappeared into thin air. Must have cost a pretty penny to make that happen.
I'd like to appoint you acting sheriff while I'm gone.
Dickens wrote, "It was the best of times, it was the worst of times." For me, these are the best of times. I'm in love and I'm engaged to the most wonderful man on earth. And yet it's the worst of times. It's been 2 weeks since Jack left. He's miles away, and I don't know when he'll come home.
You sure you know what you're doing?
Not really. Just kidding, boss. I know my way around a stove.
This thing catches on fire and this place burns down. I'm coming for you.
I'll remember that.
Don't call me boss anymore. Abigail's your boss. I'm just a silent partner.
Silent? I hadn't noticed.
Your railroad friend could use a lesson in manners.
I'll bring him his change. What did he have?
Toast and coffee, big spender.
Where's Frank this morning?
Elk Flats. A friend's daughter's getting married and he's performing the ceremony.
Well, I hope he got a haircut. Here's your change. Don't forget to leave a tip.
When you're done playing waiter, Mr. Wyatt wants us to ride along the right of way. Clear out any squatters.
Again? We didn't find a soul there last time.
You got a problem? Take it up with him.
Carson, have you seen Elizabeth today? She usually stops in by now.
Yeah, I saw her earlier this morning. She was riding out towards the hills.
Elizabeth! Morning, Abigail. Thank you.
You didn't come in for breakfast. These days, customers I can get.
I woke up early, rode out to Jack's land. I think I found the perfect spot for a garden.
It's gonna be a beautiful home.
I'd like to have a barn to the north by the fence with plenty of room for chickens. Abigail, I miss him so much. I'm trying not to worry and just think about our future together, but
But it's hard, I know.
thought I'd hear from him by now. But there haven't been any letters, not one.
Maybe today's the day.
I just want to hear that he's safe. He's in such a dangerous place, doing a dangerous job.
Elizabeth, Jack promised to come home to you.
He did.
Yes. This is his promise. And that's what you have to remember.
Good morning. Morning, Robert. Good morning, Opal.
Ronnie didn't want to get up this morning.
Oh, well, I'm very glad he made it. And good morning to our new arrivals. I'm Miss Thatcher, and welcome to school.
Call this a school?
Yep, that's what we call it. And what shall we call you?
Chad Wyatt. This is Earl, my brother.
Are you related to the Mr. Wyatt who works for the railroad?
He's our uncle, but our dad works for the railroad, too.
And did your mother walk you to school today?
Our mother passed away.
Oh. I'm so sorry to hear that.
Yeah, everyone's sorry.
Well, why don't we get you inside and find you some seats?
Good morning. How are you, my dear husband? What was that? I didn't quite catch that. Are you losing your voice? Oh, dear. Oh, goodness. All right. Well, sounds to me like you have a case of laryngitis, and I know exactly what you need. Some of my special herbal tea and plenty of bed rest. Lee, you won't be going into work today. But why? Reeling in a big fish. Today? No. You're sawing something. But don't you have workers who can do that for you? You've got a huge headache too. No, you. Oh, your hair. Are you getting a haircut? No, you. Oh, you must go to work because you are the head of the sawmill. Yes. Does that really mean that you can't stay home? Well, all right. If you absolutely insist on going into work, then I guess I will be going into work with you. Don't you give me that look, Lee Coulter. I am your wife. I know exactly what you are thinking. I will speak for you and make sure you're taking care of yourself. Don't you argue with me. I won't take no for an answer, even if you could speak, which you can't. So, let me get you some of this tea.
Stove seems to be working.
Well, thank heavens for small miracles. Where did our breakfast business go?
You don't know? Ray Wyatt's opened a commissary up at the railhead.
He did.
Some of the boys were telling me. Wyatt says it saves his men time to eat up there instead of coming all the way into town.
Oh, maybe. But I'm sure our food's better.
They have no choice. He's making them eat there.
We did fine before the railroad workers got here. I'm sure we'll be fine without them. Is there something else I should know?
Some of the locals have been eating there as well. Wyatt's opened the place up to everybody, and he's undercutting our prices.
So he's deliberately trying to steal my customers.
Business will pick up. Just wait and see.
I'm not worried. In the meantime, we'll just cut back a little. You know, water down the soup, fewer apples in the pies, slice the meat a little thinner.
There's another way you can save money.
Which is?
Let me go.
Absolutely not.
When you hired me, you were much busier than you are now.
Like you said, we'll be busy again. Just takes a little time.
You're losing money every day.
Carson, I appreciate the offer. But I hired you because you needed a job and I needed your help, and that hasn't changed. And we're not just employer and employee. We're friends.
Okay. How about this? Cut my pay until things pick up again.
No, you will continue at your current wage. End of discussion. I don't want to hear any more about it.
You drive a hard bargain.
You bet I do. Now let's see how thin we can slice that roast.
Give him back! Brownie doesn't want to play with you!
Come and get him!
What's going on?
They took Brownie and they won't give him back!
Come on, give her back to the bear.
Or what?
Or I'll tell him his stature.
Oh, gonna go and run to the teacher like a little crybaby?
Give it back! Let go!
You let go, Goldilocks!
Brownie!
Now look what you did.
I didn't do it, you did!
Brownie!
Boys, stop it right now! Boys, stop it!
Look what they did to Brownie!
Oh, boy. I will fix him, sweetheart. Just take him inside. Let me look at that.
I'm okay.
He started it.
That's enough. Now, everyone, just get inside.
You don't tell me what to do.
Yes, I do, as long as I'm your teacher. Now, get inside.
You know, I have a stomach ache. It hurts real bad. I better go see the nurse.
You were fine 10 minutes ago.
Maybe I should tell my uncle that you wouldn't let me go.
Fine, you may go see Nurse Carter. But I will be speaking with your uncle after school.
Go ahead.
There's Abigail's new cook.
Specials
He's handsome. I didn't say handsome. You don't think he's handsome? Well, I didn't say that either.
Then what are you saying?
Good afternoon, Mr. Shepherd.
Afternoon, ladies. Might I interest you in some of our new specials at Abigail's Cafe? Fine dinners at bargain prices. There's lasagna tonight and meatloaf tomorrow.
Oh, I adore meatloaf. So do I, but I'm dining with Mrs. Budden tomorrow evening.
And what about you?
Well, Molly really doesn't like to dine alone.
You know what? Neither do I. So why don't you allow me to join you?
You want to have dinner with me?
Is there a reason I shouldn't?
No, not at all. Say something. I'd love to.
Okay. We'll see you then.
I'm sorry, my brother's in Aberdeen.
I thought he just got here.
Russ is my advance man. He's on the road most of the time.
Who's looking after his sons?
I am.
Then you need to talk to them.
About?
They're bullying the other students.
Isn't this something the teacher is supposed to handle?
When students have problems, their parents need to know and work with the teacher.
Sounds to me like you're making excuses.
I want to help them.
Miss Thatcher, didn't you campaign to get your job back?
Yes, I did, but...
Then do it. Now, if you'll excuse me.
Abigail, what's wrong?
Cody told me what happened at school. I'm gonna give their father a piece of my mind.
Their father's out of town and their uncle doesn't want to be involved.
Oh, fine. If Ray Wyatt doesn't want to discipline those boys, then I will.
Abigail, you can't do that.
Well, something has to be done.
And it will, but listen, it's better for Cody if you just let me handle this.
But
You can't fight his battles for him.
I know. You're right. But can't you expel those boys for fighting?
I could, but it wouldn't solve the problem. When they move to the next town, they'd just bully the children there.
So what are you gonna do?
There has to be a reason why they're acting the way they are, why they're so angry. I just need to figure out what it is.
Well, if anyone can do it, you can. I just hope you do it soon.
I'm working on it. I just wish Jack was here. He was always so good at these kind of problems.
He'll be back before you know it.
Going someplace, Mr. Avery?
Going to Medford Falls for a day or two. What happened to you?
Nothing. What are you gonna do in Medford Falls?
Just some boring sheriff stuff. Hey, you mind feeding Rip for me while I'm gone? It's a nickel in it for you.
Deal. I'll start right now.
Boring sheriff stuff, huh? Looks like you're in a big hurry.
I got a wire from an informant with a lead I've been waiting for.
Care to elaborate?
It's about A.J. Foster.
A.J. Foster, is that the accountant that was supposed to testify against Gowan but then disappeared?
I think I know where to find him.
Good luck.
There's a man on a mission.
Huh. Looks like he's not the only one. Whatever those cost, I'll reimburse you.
Ah, don't worry about it. Just doing my part.
Doing more than your part, I'd say.
Hope it pays off.
Well, I heard it's already paying off. You have a date with Molly Sullivan tomorrow night.
I don't know if I'd call it a date, but let's just hope she enjoys a meatloaf.
Oh, I'm sure she'll enjoy the meatloaf and the company.
Oh, my poor Lee, having to work when he should be at home and in bed. Is Hickam home from Buxton yet? What about Murphy? He must be back from Albert Falls by now. Ugh, well, it is clear you are short-handed. Hickam and Murphy need a stern talking to when they return. They fritter away much too much time on these silly road trips.
Mr. Coulter, Mrs. Coulter, shipment number 12 is on its way, and it's ahead of schedule.
Lee says he's very impressed.
I didn't hear him say anything.
Well, Lee's lost his voice, so I'm saying it for him. Fine job, Jesse. It's great that you're ahead of schedule.
Well, thank you, Mr. Coulter.
In fact, It's more than fine. Lee's told me more than once that he sees great potential in you. And now with the new railroad contract, business is booming. My poor Lee is terribly overworked. So, he's decided to promote you.
Really? Thank you so much, Mr. Coulter.
Don't mention it.
Well, I better get back to work.
There's the spirit.
Does my new promotion, by any chance, come with a raise?
Of course it does.
Hey!
Oh! And you didn't think this was a good idea, you silly goose.
Cody, I don't want you fighting with those boys anymore.
But they're bullies.
I know they are, sweetheart, but if you do what they do, then you're no better than they are. And someone could get hurt even worse next time.
But they were mean to Opal.
And I'm glad that you could help her. But you can't solve problems with your fists.
Then what am I supposed to do?
Turn the other cheek. That's what I used to do.
Did you get teased at school?
Oh, they used to call me Dimples.
That's not so bad.
Just remember, when people are mean, chances are it's because they're unhappy. So they try to make other people just as unhappy as they are.
Is that why they start fights?
Well, that's one of the reasons. So promise me, no more getting into fights, okay?
I promise, I guess.
Well, off to bed with you. It's getting late. Oh. Good night, sweetheart.
Good night, Dimples.
Hello. Good morning. Morning.
You told our uncle on us.
Yes, I did.
You tried to get us in trouble.
No, you got yourselves in trouble. You misbehaved, and now you need to apologize.
Well, Uncle Ray says Wyatt's don't apologize.
Well, Elizabeth Thatcher says you will apologize. And until you do, you're going to sit in the back of the classroom, apart from each other.
But I want to sit with my brother.
And you know what you have to do. Has anyone seen Opal? Opal! Opal! What are you doing? It's time for school.
I don't want to go to school. Chad and Earl are mean. I'm scared of them.
Well, you have me, and I won't let anything happen to you.
But they're bigger than me.
And I'm bigger than them.
Yeah, but you're nice.
All right. How about this? I will make you my very special helper this week. And if anything happens, you come straight to me and let me know, okay?
Wouldn't that make me a tattletale?
No, that would make you brave for doing the right thing. Opal, you love school, and you can't let them take that away from you. Because then they win. And we don't want that now, do we?
No.
Time for your tea. Lee Coulter, don't you argue with me. If you want to get your voice back, you are going to have to drink my special tea with honey. Yes, you have to. Oh, I meant to tell you. Do you know that logging crew that's working up on Mount Follett? Well, Jesse said that it started to rain up there, so I told him to give those poor dears the rest of the day off. Well, it does absolutely no good to have them catch their death of cold. Mr. Kellogg, and what can we do for you today?
I came to talk business with your husband, but it's a bad time.
No. Lee has a touch of laryngitis, so I'm helping out for the day.
Mr. Wyatt wants to place a new order.
We're happy to oblige. Let me take a look. Oh, this is a rush order.
Well, it's not a problem, is it?
Well, it's our standard policy to charge 20% extra on rush orders.
I might go 5. Or I might take our business to the mill in Buxton.
Nonsense. Your shipping costs would be twice our modest surcharge. But because the railroad is a very good client, Lee is willing to give them a break. 10% extra. That's as low as we can go.
All right, 10. But only if you deliver by Friday.
Deal.
Mr. Wyatt will expect you to be on time.
We're always on time. And that is how it's done. Woo-hoo! Jesse, we just got another order from the railroad. This one's a rush job.
Yeah, I bet it's for the new commissary.
The new what?
The railroad commissary. I heard Mr. Wyatt's building a new mess hall to replace the tent.
But what about Abigail's?
Mr. Foster! Mr. Foster, I want to talk to you, not hurt you. Come here. You're Mr. Foster?
Look, mister, I've already told you. My name's Mary Dickerson. I've never heard of any A.J. Foster.
Then why'd you run?
Because a woman living on her own can get a little jumpy when a strange man shows up at her doorstep.
And I told you I'm the sheriff from Hope Valley.
Well, if you're really a sheriff, you should arrest yourself for assault.
Let me take a look at that arm.
Don't come near me. I'm not afraid to use this.
Just trying to be helpful.
If you really want to be helpful, show yourself to the door.
You have no idea who A.J. Foster is.
I haven't the faintest clue.
Honestly, never heard of him.
Never have, never will, and never want to. Now, please go.
Well, sorry to have bothered you, Miss Dickerson.
The mail's arrived, but there's nothing from Constable Thornton. I'm so sorry.
It's not your fault.
You've written to him every day, haven't you?
I'm sure he'll write back when he can.
Afternoon. Your dad said I could drop some of these by. They're handbills for the cafe.
I'll make sure to hand them out.
Thanks, Katie.
You have a permit for these?
A what?
We have an ordinance prohibiting the distribution of handbills without the prior approval of town council.
You're not serious, are you?
I'm always serious.
I'm promoting a local business. I'm pretty sure the town council would approve.
Well, why don't you ask them? I believe the next meeting is a week Thursday. I can put you on the agenda if you'd like.
Mr. Mayor, I realize that you're in the railroad's pocket. And I know that Ray Wyatt has it in for Mrs. Stanton. I know what she's done for this town. And for you. Now, if you're not willing to help, that's your business. Don't try and stop the rest of us. Tonight's special is meatloaf. Pass it on.
Adeline Josephine Foster. AJ Foster's a woman, not a man. And I'm guessing that your name isn't Mary Dickerson. Can we please not do this again?
Put me down. Let me go.
I will soon enough.
Down.
You seen Bill?
Not lately. Why?
We're supposed to head out to the right of way, check for squatters. I can't find him.
If you're looking for Mr. Avery, he went to Medford Falls on sheriff business.
Did he now? Thank you, young man.
Only one reason Avery would sneak out to Medford Falls. He knows.
I knew Avery couldn't be trusted.
Take care of both of them. Leave now. I don't want any loose ends.
There won't be.
Are you here to gloat?
I'm here to eat.
No. Well, have a seat. As you can see, we have plenty of open tables.
Slow day?
You knew the railroad commissary would hurt my business.
I didn't find out about the commissary till yesterday. Wyatt never consulted me.
You expect me to believe that?
Well, he didn't have to. The railroad doesn't need to ask permission to feed its employees.
So this was all Wyatt's doing?
Look, I just came here to eat, not to get interrogated.
All right. What can I get you?
Most expensive item on the menu?
I don't need your pity, Henry.
Well, I'm not offering it. Would you prefer I went and ate at the saloon?
Okay. 1 filet mignon coming up. Baked or mashed potatoes?
Both. And some corn fritters.
Fritters.
And a little pie after.
You can't possibly eat all that food.
You just watch me.
Do you like dogs?
I never had one. My dad says we move around too much.
Well, I'm pretty sure Cody would let you play with Dasher if you just asked him.
No, he wouldn't.
Sure he would. Hey, Cody.
Come on, boy. Come. Yes, Miss Thatcher? Can I pet your dog? Sure. Does he always bring the ball back? Most of the time. Can I throw it to him? Okay. You're different from most teachers.
Am I?
Most teachers don't care what happens to us.
Well, then I am definitely different. I care about all of my students. Chad, I know we got off to a bit of a rough start, but it isn't too late to start over. We could pretend like tomorrow is the very first day of school, and I could tell Cody to bring Dasher for show and tell. You could bring something too.
Like what?
Anything. Something that's important to you.
I gotta go.
Let your brother know about show and tell.
If you're so tough, why don't you uncuff me and we'll settle this once and for all?
I think it's settled.
If I was a man, I could take you in a fight.
If you were a man, I would have shot you by now. And seeing as I'm the only person who can keep you out of prison, you may want to think of getting on my good side.
I didn't know you had one.
Consider this a pledge of good faith. Why did you cover for Henry Gowan?
Once upon a time, I had a really good job auditing bank accounts. Then I found a paper trail.
showed a mayor depositing town funds into personal accounts. Told my boss.
You agreed to testify. What changed your mind?
Ray Wyatt sent one of his men to talk to me. They threatened my mother. They said they'd kill her if I didn't make the evidence go away. So I changed my story, said I made a mistake, dummied up some phony bank ledgers. Wyatt gave me this money to keep quiet and set me up here. What else was I supposed to do?
You could have gone to the authorities. They would have protected you and your mother.
We both know the railroad owns this territory.
They don't own me.
Say I put my life on the line, and we get Wyatt and Gowan. Then what happens?
You go to jail.
Wrong answer.
You committed perjury. I'll see what I can do to get your sentence reduced. You cooperate, you may not serve any time at all.
You really know how to sweet talk a girl, don't you?
Where are the original ledgers?
I buried him.
You what?
I buried him 10 miles away. I'm not gonna leave him here where someone can find him.
It's gonna be dark soon. We'll have to leave in the morning.
What if I say no?
You go to prison for a long, long time. Which is it gonna be?
Fine. There's a shed out back. You can bunk there for the night.
Well, thanks. I'll be staying here.
How do I know I can trust you?
I assure you, Miss Foster, you have nothing to worry about.
So you're a man of honor.
Well, I wouldn't go that far. But I'm not as bad as most.
Best meatloaf I ever had.
And at a great price.
Where'd you learn to cook like this?
I don't know, I just picked it up here and there.
I have told you so much about myself that you could write my biography, but I don't know anything about you.
Yeah, I'm not really the kind of guy that likes to talk about himself too much.
Most people who don't like to talk about their past don't because it's painful. I'm guessing that your heart got broken and you're still putting the pieces back together. I'm not trying to pry. If you don't want to talk about it, I understand.
I'm sorry. I'm not a better dinner companion.
You are a smart and charming dinner companion. And I hope we can be friends. Even if being more than friends isn't in the cards.
Friends, then.
On one condition. You have got to give me that meatloaf recipe.
Okay.
Lee had no idea what Wyatt wanted the lumber for. You know how men are. They just get carried away with the thrill of the negotiation. Anyway, he's sorry for putting profits ahead of friendship. If he had known what was going on with the commissary, he would have turned the deal down flat.
It's very sweet that you came to me, but there's no reason to apologize. I mean, that commissary would be there whether it's in a building or a tent.
I guess so. But we still feel bad. You've lost a lot of business.
Oh, I'll manage.
Yes, you will. And we'll help. It's about time we started serving afternoon tea at the sawmill. Yes, so we'll need finger sandwiches. And muffins. And scones. And pies. Lots and lots of pies. Lee's men love pie.
How many men are we talking about?
87, and they are very big eaters.
You don't have to do this.
Nonsense. We're happy to do it, aren't we, Lee?
Well, I will get started right away.
Bounce. Good boy. Playing fetch is his favorite thing. Well, next to eating. I guess that's it.
Thank you, Cody. And thank you, Dasher. All right, let's see. Who do we have next? Chad, did you bring something for show and tell?
Who cares?
You said we should bring something special, so I brought this. It's a recorder, kind of like a flute.
And can you tell us why that's special to you?
It was a Christmas present from my mother. My brother got one too.
Will you play it for us?
I don't know how. Our mom was supposed to teach us, but...
Earl?
Know what the big rush is.
We got a long ride ahead of us.
It's not my fault.
Is there a reason you buried the ledgers 10 miles away?
It was a nice day for a ride.
Get on.
Hey!
Was that really necessary?
It was worth a try.
Try it again and you go to jail. Got that?
Got it.
Good.
I'm so sorry your mother never had a chance to teach you how to play the recorder.
Me too.
But I'm sure there's someone here in town who could teach you how to play. Earl, too.
Earl doesn't have his anymore.
Why not?
He threw it out after my mom left. He was really mad at her.
Left. I thought she passed.
She's still alive.
But Earl said...
It's not true.
Why would he lie about that?
I don't know. My mom and dad used to fight a lot. I don't remember too well because I was little.
How'd Avery find out about A.J. Foster?
It doesn't matter. I sent Dale to take care of it.
How?
Do you have to ask?
I don't know that I feel comfortable with an extreme solution.
You were comfortable embezzling. You were comfortable asking me to cover it up. It's a little late to develop a guilty conscience.
I don't think...
That's right, you don't. With Avery out of the way, you and I are going to own Hope Valley. And it's going to be a very profitable partnership. As long as you do as you're told.
I don't know much about what happened. Just that Chad said his mom and dad argued a lot.
And then she left.
Mm-hmm. I think it was a lot harder on Earl.
He was old enough to remember. No wonder he's angry.
I'm never going to be able to get through to those boys without their father's help.
I thought you said he was out of town.
He is. But this can't wait. I'm going to send him a telegram.
Ray Wyatt may not like you getting involved in his family's private business.
I honestly don't care what Ray Wyatt likes or dislikes.
Tastes like motor oil. Does seem to be working, though.
Rosie, sweetheart?
Lee, that's wonderful. You have your voice back. You have your voice.
Oh, sweetheart. I am so sorry. Here, let me pour you some of this absolutely delicious tea, and you will be right as rain in no time. There you go. And don't worry, I know all about the meeting with Dottie tomorrow about working in the dress shop, but I will be there with you every step of the way, and I will do all the talking for once. Have a sip.
Hi, Katie. I would like to send this telegram.
Russell Wyatt, care of the National Pacific Railroad, Aberdeen office. I'll get that out right away.
One thing first.
Do I already know what you're about to ask me?
Probably.
Let me check the afternoon mail. Nothing from Constable Thornton.
The next issue of Women's Monthly is going to have a feature story on wedding gowns. I hear lace is very popular this season.
Oh, save me a copy.
How much further?
I don't know, a few miles.
I want to get to Hope Valley before it's too dark to see the trail.
Hey, are you sure you need me to testify? Because, you know, once you have the ledgers...
Like I told you, you'll be protected.
You call that protection?
Can you see him?
No, and I'm not about to look.
We gotta get out of here or we're dead.
I knew this would happen. I knew it, I knew it, I knew it!
When I say go, run for my horse.
That's not a plan, that's suicide!
It's the best chance we've got. Go!
Come on, get on. Let's go. Hot!
Next Sunday, When Calls the Heart is all new.
Lee, you bought the car.
Carson, he's hiding something. He's right. But I need to tell you who I am.
I thought there was something between us.
Elizabeth, what's wrong?
A squad of Mounties was ambushed in the Northern Territories. 2 of them were killed.
An all new When Calls the Heart, next Sunday night at 9 on Hallmark Channel.